You have to have somewhat of a team approach to solve your problems, whatever it is, family or business. Let's say you have a family problem. All right, let's say there's 4 people in the family. Those 4 people help create that problem. Can those 4 people find the exact answer? Probably going to have a nudge from the outside world some way, somehow. Whoever it is, it could be a best friend, could be a pastor, could be a counselor, could be a coach like me, could be a football coach, could be a neighbor, it could be someone, but chances are it's going to take more than that 4 people core to do it. Same thing in business. Your sales are down. You've talked to your salespeople. You fired your manager. You've gotten another sales manager, and you fired that one and got another one. Still not working. Yeah, it's time for some outside help. All right, and let me go through some of my lists. What I do when I go in and help someone solve a problem. I didn't have to do it today because it was easy, just switch cars. But what happens when you just can't switch cars? I got a whiteboard. I'm fanatical about whiteboards. I guess it's the teacher in me. I like to carry a whiteboard and a marker with me everywhere I go. I like to sit down and say, problem, solution, examples. What's the problem? Let's write it down. Let's make sure that 100% we know what the problem is. Sometimes we know things have gone kind of wacky, but we're not really sure what the problem is. All right, so let's write it down. I like to figure out what the cause is if I can. If not, we just jump by it because I'm more focused on what we want. Because when I go into a situation, we have a problem, and I also, well, what do you do when you drop your pen? And I look for a solution. So here's the problem, here's what you want, here's how we're going to fix it. All right, because the solution-oriented things that I deal with. You didn't call me to sit and talk about your problem. You sat across from me when I showed up to tell me what you wanted out of it. Okay, that's cool. This is what you got. This is what you want. This is how we'll do it. But if you put it on the whiteboard, it makes it so much easier and so much clearer when it comes time to fix this. But if we identify the problem first, we sit down and write out availability of solutions, and then we put together the plan. All right, how do we do that? We do that as a team. I don't solve problems on my own without asking others. Who do I ask? People I trust. I always bring in people that I trust that have either been where I have or have the expertise around the situation to fix it. That's the way I've always done things. I come from a coaching background where we were all athletic coaches, basketball and golf. There's 4 of us on a staff in basketball. The 4 of us get together and think about every single scenario that's going to come up in the game. We all have different responsibilities during the game, but we did this together throughout practice that week. And then if something does come up, there's 4 of us to sit down and go, here's what I think, here's what I think, here's what I think, and then we ultimately pick one to fix it. That works. It's great having other people with experience bring in their know-how, so to speak, to get the problem solved. One of the things we always have to combat is perception. All right, let's go back to the coaching scenario. There's 4 of us. Now, we all brought in our programming, and we all brought in our perception of life. So we're all 4 probably going to see the situation differently. But if we look at it from just a basketball standpoint, we're going to pick the right answer. Well, same thing with your life. You've got a perception of what reality is. It's funny when we, and I say the general public, talk about life. There's reality, and then there's how we see it. It normally doesn't match. Just like seeing a car accident. 5 people saw 5 different things. So what do? How do we change our perception? Well, we look for the truth. If we've got an issue, let's just find the truth. Let's get that and let's keep going. And the key is through this whole problem is you have to focus on the unseen. I can clearly see the problem, but I have to focus on where I want to be. One of the problems so many people get wrapped up in is this is the problem, this is the problem, this is the problem. I'm going to talk about the problem till I'm blue in the face. I'm going to tell every single person I know about the problem. I'm just going to focus solely on the problem so I don't ever get the answer I'm looking for, a solution, or the outcome that I desire. I'm just going to focus on the problem. Nah, you're focusing on the scene. You have to focus on the unseen. What do I mean by that? Looking forward, he wanted to build a car. He couldn't focus on the scene because the scene was a working buggy. He had to focus on the car that he'd already designed and had somebody else design for him. Same thing here. If you've got a problem, you've got to decide, all right, I've got this problem, I'm going to bring together a team. We're going to put together a clear vision of how to take care of this. We're going to put together a clear vision on what we're looking for and what we desire, and we're going to put together a plan to how to make it happen. It's that simple. Now, if you got any questions for me about this topic, questions at scottferrell.com. If you've got questions that you want me to answer on the show, 706-889-9700. As we're talking about problems today, I've got a guest coming up, Darren Mish, one of the top attorneys that's on your side when the IRS comes knocking. You can go to getirshelpnow.com if you want to go ahead and check Darren out. If not, stick around. He's going to be coming up, and we're going to go over what you can do when the IRS comes looking for you. I'll be right back.
The 50-50 sale is back at Schottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go. And not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Welcome back. Glad you tuned in. If you have any questions for me, questions at scottferrell.com, or you can send me a text, 706-889-9700. I was talking about problems when we went to the break. Now I'm going to get to disillusionment. So many people get disillusioned with politics, life, people, jobs, whatever it is. This past weekend must have been the weekend for everyone to ask me questions. On top of the fact that the owner of the station here told me about a series that he wanted me to watch. And I'm like, I've never watched it. I don't have time. And it's called House of Cards. So I went home and watched it. I watched one episode. I'm like, I'll give it one. You know how you do. You get there on the weekends, you kick back, you relax, you tune the world out. And you give this new series that somebody tells you about, you're going to give it one glance. Then you're going to say, I'm going to get up, I'll go wash the car. I got stuff to do today. 8 hours later, I'm still sitting in the chair. And I'm sitting there thinking, wow, this is a pretty good series. It's one of the better ones I've seen. And I'm thinking, wow, I can see why so many people are disillusioned with politics and politicians, and why it's starting to turn people off, not like it hasn't already, and why they're disillusioned with their life. And then 8 hours again, because we watched it again yesterday, we're trying to get caught up. I think they're on season 4, soon to be season 5, and we're still in season 2, 3. So I'm in it to win it now. I got to see it. But it's about a politician and his wife. It looks like the Clintons. I don't know who they modeled this after. But they both have no soul, and it's about power. Not about people. Not about the taxpayer. Not about anything but control and power. The thing is, as you watch the series, and the acting's impeccable. Kevin Spacey's one of the best actors I think I've ever seen anyway. And then we have Robin Wright. Well, you may know her from Princess Bride. Wesley, one of my favorite movies, especially for the kids. And I've seen that movie probably 100 times. I didn't realize how good of an actress she was. And so many key people in this series, they make it so believable. But you sit and watch from the outside and wonder, why would anybody be a politician? Why would anybody want the stress? You feel the stress because it's a little over an hour for every episode. So you feel this angst by the time you get through watching it. And I told my wife last night, not like I was going to have the option, but I said, I'm not going to go into politics. She goes, I know, I've been telling you that for years. You're not allowed. I got so many skeletons now. I mean, I pulled most of them out of the closet, but I don't know how many folks would vote for me anyway. But I'm not cut from that cloth. It's not about control for me. It's not about power for me. I just want to get the job done. So don't worry, I'm not going to be running for office in a town near you. But it did make me think about people in life and why they feel lost. They don't trust anybody. They definitely don't feel like they can trust a politician. I grew up with a fellow named Dean Arp. We went to school together since we were kids. And now he's a congressman in the state of North Carolina. Yeah, I know people like to think, oh man, they're all the same. No, they're not. Not all of them. Not all or every of anything is the same. Dean's a good guy. If I was able to live in North Carolina, I'd still vote for him. Some of them out there still do what's right, and some of them are still there for the same reason that we sent them up there, to do our bidding and do what's right for us. To watch the series, though, House of Cards, you would know that there's several that are there for themselves. They're there for the power. They're there for the control. And as soon as they left their home state, they were done with you. This is about a career and staying there. Should frighten you. This coming election gives us basically an opportunity to stop it. It's just a matter of what side of the fence you're on and what you want to do about it. Now let me bring in, while I'm talking about this, people call me all the time with problems. Again, my whole deal is here, what I do, help people solve problems. But they're disillusioned with life, love, their job. They don't have any purpose. They don't believe in God. They basically reached the end of the road. And as you watch this series, same thing. So many people in the series have reached the end of the road. And once you've used up all your usefulness, they just discard you like you were nothing. What happens when life does that? We have to understand one thing, and we've done a lousy job with the millennials, my group has, in raising them to not understand this one thing. Life's going to bring tough times. Not every day can be a Friday. I know that's a real popular book, but it's not true. But you don't want every day to be a Friday. You don't want every day to be easy. How are you going to build character? How are you going to build who you are? How are you going to learn how to solve problems? If nothing ever happens, you can't solve anything. Man, I remember hating football practice in the middle of July. I hated it. It's 101 degrees outside. Water was evil. So if you had water, you were weak. So we were out there for 2 or 3 hours just running and sweating and hitting each other. But I look back on those days and I think, wow, look what it taught me. toughness, discipline. I understood what the coach was going after, especially after I had the whistle in my mouth and I'm in the gym in September doing the same thing with my high school kids. It was about becoming a man. It was about understanding that you can overcome anything if you truly want to. So if you're feeling disillusioned, especially with politics, I get that. But let's wrap this back around to your life. Why do you feel disillusioned? Normally disappointment, normally perception. We grew up with a perception of something. We have a set belief system. We've been programmed to believe something, and we've been disappointed. Chances are you've got a broken relationship or 2 or 3 or 4. The job hasn't paid off the way you wanted it to. The career's not paying off the way you wanted it to. Maybe you got married. It's not who you thought you married. You're not who they thought they married. Having kids wasn't everything you thought it was going to be. Okay, so stop. Time out. What do you want? I got the question asked of me this week. That's why I'm on this. Someone asked me, what do I do when everything seems like it's falling apart? Stop. Put the brakes on. Stop. Don't do anything else. Sometimes the greatest gift that we could ever give ourselves is to just stop. Relax, sit down. Throw some tunes in the old ears and relax. All right, yeah, okay, the walls are falling in on me. I'm getting sucked up in a tornado. Okay, now what? Still need a plan. We still need to know where we're going. We cannot change our current disillusioned situation without a plan. What do you want? I must ask people what they want about 50 times a day. Those people bring a problem and I'll say, what do you want? What's the desired outcome? I can't do anything for you if I don't know what you want. I don't know. Okay, that's our problem. So your life's falling apart because you don't have any idea what you want, who you are, where you're going, or what God can do in your life. All right, let's start there. And I'll always ask, God or no God? Is there one or isn't? Okay, you pick. But which side you're on is going to decide how we go forward. All right, a lot of times, most people, not all, about 95% of the people I work with do believe there is a God. Sometimes we don't get past that, but all right, I say. All right, so you're disillusioned. But if you know God exists, He created you. Do you think He made you for a reason, or did He just make you to randomly walk the earth with no purpose? No, there's got to be a reason. Okay, cool. So if He made you with a reason, and He made you to do something, you're disillusioned right now because you don't know why He made you. Fair? Yeah. What's your skill set? And then I'll rattle them off, and I'll add some more, and we'll write them down. And we'll write them on that beautiful whiteboard I talk about. Okay, so now we know, we've established there's a God. He made you for a reason. You have a skill set to offer to the world. Okay, do you think that could revolve around why you're here and what your purpose is here on earth? Yeah, okay. Good start. There's 4 things we've knocked out. All right, then we focus on purpose, plan, direction. Once we've got your purpose, once we've narrowed down what you have to give to the world, now we've got something to focus on. Is it possible to be completely disillusioned with the world if you know you were created, He watches over you constantly day and night, you know that you have a purpose, plan, and direction, you know that every single day if you get up with that focus, you don't have to be disillusioned anymore. The whole world can fall apart. And if you look back over history, we've had this happen several times. If you look back over your life, you've had this happen several times. Ask anybody going down the street, hey man, your life ever fallen apart and you didn't have a reason to keep going every day? Yeah, 9 out of 10, today could be the day. So keep this in mind. God's bigger than anything you got. But you got to believe in being created to have that. When you get disillusioned, which it's easy in today, if you watch the media, you watch politicians lie to you repeatedly, you listen to people just sitting across from you in a restaurant. People say bad stuff most of the time. Well, don't hang around those people. So what do you do to get out of the disillusioned cycle? All right, change who you hang around, because chances are the people you hang around are just as disillusioned as you are. So go hang around people that see something positive in life. See where they're going, have a purpose, plan, direction. Understand God created them for a reason. Okay, that's one. If you'll change your environment, you'll change a lot. Now you got to get up every single day and go, I'm here for a reason. This is why I'm here. Every single day, this is what I'm going to do. Here's my plan. Here's what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to take control of my life, and this is how it's going to happen. It all starts with you. I got a new book coming out. It's not them, it's you. Why would I write that? Well, because every company is the identity of the CEO or the founder, or if they're both, chairman and CEO. So, you are who you think you are, and you are what you do. If you understand that, it's tough to get disillusioned. If you are disillusioned, send us a question. Question@scottferrell.com, or you can go 706-889-9700. If the question is just for me, go by my website, scottferrell.com, or you can hit me up at info@scottferrell.com. Better stick around though. We got Darren Mish coming up. If you've ever had IRS issues, or you don't have any, but you want to know that you are prepared so you don't become disillusioned about something to do with the IRS, head by this website, getirshelp.com. Getirshelp.com. When I get back, I'm going to tackle your questions from the mailbag. I'll be right back.
The 50-50 sale is back at Schottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go, and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
El Rey and Elijah.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Elijah.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Elijah. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for being part of my day. I promised I'd get to the mailbag, but I want to cover this one thing that's been bugging me before I get to the mailbag. I don't know about you, but I get tired of going in the restaurants. The place is packed. And then you walk up to the counter and you get deer in headlights. That person is sitting there and they're scared to death. It's their first day. Now, the restaurant's packed. So what happened was they hired this new person. We'll throw you on the register. You'll be able to handle it. Okay, when I was a kid, most people in the register were a 16-year-old girl who was academically gifted, who could do 25 things at once. She could do this, she's doing this, she's coordinating everything. Man, those days are gone. Back then, though, I lived in the city of Charlotte. We probably had 3 fast food restaurants. I remember when the first Wendy's opened. So it was a little different back then. But you walk in, you got deer in headlights right in front of you. And you're like, wow, this is probably going to take a second. Then 20, 30, 40 minutes later, you're still in line. And you're sitting there going, all right, I'm in it to win it now. I've been here this long, man. This is not going to beat me. I'm hungry. I wanted red beans and rice, and I'm staying. And then you get up there. And it's funny because you get up there by the time they've run out of whatever it is that you wanted. Now, thank goodness they did not. My wife gets a little upset when she's hungry and she's hot. So they had what we needed. But they ran out on the next people behind us. But the task, I go up, place my order. It's kind of like the soup Nazi. If you don't place the order correctly, no soup for you. So I got up there and I just looked at my wife and I said, all right, look, don't complicate things. Stay with whatever's on that menu. We'll get our food and we'll get out of here. Okay, finally, we'll be released from this place. So I said, keep it simple. 2 red beans and rice. And then I said, I just want 4 pieces of chicken. I don't eat all that stuff. You thought that was easy. It wasn't. I made it too plain. I didn't order a combo. I didn't get biscuits. I didn't get fries. All I wanted was chicken. That's all I ever ate. I'm sitting there. Okay, we got this. Just call for the manager. Okay, I've already been in line a while. Now I'm still waiting on my girl here to get me rung up. She rings it up 3 times wrong. Finally get it right. Okay, now everybody's mad at me because I'm the guy. I'm that guy. I've become the guy who holds up the line that everybody hates. Okay, so now I'm getting a stare. I'm getting a look from everybody because they're hungry too. And this poor guy behind me has been in line as long as I am, and now they ran out of everything on him because I heard his situation later. But what's up? I have to ask this because in my new book, It's Not Them, It's You, I talk about training employees. I talk about what it means to let your best greet your customer. Not your worst, not your new, not the one that doesn't know what they're doing. Why is it in life, in relationships, we always say, you can't redo a first impression. A first impression will stick in their mind. Why do we get all dutied up on a date, get smell good on, we get there and we put our best foot forward, and it sounds like we're reading our job in a resume, we're so good. But when it comes to service, like this restaurant this past weekend, they took the weakest link they had. Not a bad lady, she was really sweet. But they set her up to fail. She never run register. It's her first day. It's one of the busiest days for this restaurant. And you threw her into the mix and she's gonna fail. What did that also do? Because that's not the only restaurant in my town. I just needed red beans and rice that day. I won't need it again. What did they just do? Well, they lost myself and my wife as customers. Chances are the dude who didn't get his red beans and rice, he ain't going either. But they just made us all wait 30 minutes in a line that could have taken 5. Because they put the weakest link at this time out dealing with the customer. That's the equivalent of going on a first date. I didn't take a shower. I smelled because I went to the gym for 2 hours. I wore the rattiest clothes I could possibly find, and then I expect this young lady to take me as I am, think I'm sexy just the way I am, and to go out with me again. Now, she's probably gonna get an accurate description of who I am. I'm stinky. I didn't take the time to take a shower, didn't do my hair, didn't put on nice clothes. And if I don't do it for the first date, I'm not gonna do it for any other date. So what you're telling your customer is, by putting your weakest link on the register, which should be your best, because we always want to put our best forward, it should be your best. Why aren't you putting your strongest personality person on that register? Thank you so much for being here. How can I help you? I'm going to get it to you as fast as I can, the best that I can, and if any problems arise, I'm going to handle them immediately. Instead of, I don't know what I'm doing, man. Hey, can you help me? I've had cashiers ask me if I could help them count my change back. I've even had to help them learn how to use the keypad for the card. Sometimes I've gotten food for free because they just finally gave up because they couldn't do it. That's not winning my business. Here's what it's telling me, though. It's telling me that your management team's not doing their job. Now, I saw competent people in the back. Where do I need my competent person? Handling the money. I'm sure the franchise owner would love to do that. Dealing with my clients and making sure they come back. Making sure their experience is a good one. No, everything in a restaurant doesn't go right. I mean, seriously, I worked in one, most people have. We understand things can go wrong. We understand that orders don't come in. We understand that employees don't show up. We understand those things. But when you intentionally put your weakest link on the register that affects my life, then I'm going to be a little upset. Especially when I'm having to help your employee that you didn't train get your job done. I ain't getting paid for this. I'm here trying to spend money. But this is what you've guaranteed, me never coming back. You've also guaranteed me telling every single person I know that's in earshot not to come back to your restaurant either. Now, this one place has got kind of a reputation of not having the best service and not having the best employees. But I tried to give them a chance because I knew new management had taken over. And the new manager seemed like they were doing a great job, honestly. And then the wheels fell off. So, let me tell you now, if you own a business, understand me walking through the door, the customer needs to have a positive experience right out of the gate. Now, we'll give you a chance. I mean, we understand things go wrong. We, for the most part, have had a job. We were teenagers once and took those jobs. What we don't want it thrown in our face and it look like you don't care. Because if it's this bad at the register, what in the world are they doing with my food? All right, employees go to the restroom. Are they just taking that sign in the restroom as a maybe? More like guidelines of washing their hands after they do something? I don't feel like food poisoning today. I came for chicken, not chicken with a side of food poisoning. I didn't feel too good when I left either, so who knows? But what are you telling me? I don't matter. The only thing that matters is my money. You don't even care about that. I'm not necessarily sure my food's going to be clean in the way it's supposed to be. That you're probably not going to handle a problem for me in a timely fashion. And that I probably should go somewhere else. Now, if I called the franchise owner, what would he or she say? Well, they paid about $100,000 for the franchise probably. They probably got a few meal wrapped up in this by now. They don't want this to go under, and they want you to have a positive experience. And the thing is, it's one of my favorite chicken fast food restaurants because they normally have what I can eat. I can only eat, I'm allergic to everything, but I can eat there sometimes. And they've got red beans and rice, which my wife loves. But they're losing our business. It's the only one in our town. We live in a small town, right outside the Atlanta area. And that doesn't speak well because now I'm on the air talking about it. If you'll notice, I haven't used the name. I don't want to trash anybody unless I have to. But if you manage a restaurant, if you own a restaurant, if you own a retail establishment, listen to me. Stop putting the weak link in front of the client. Stop making people feel like they don't have any value. Stop not validating, I know I'm not supposed to say that, not validating people. People want to be validated. I want to feel loved. I want to feel appreciated. I want to feel like you want me to keep coming back for another date, another date, and another date. And if you're really good to me, I might come back once a week. So now my lifetime value has gone up for your restaurant. My yearly value could probably be anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000. Now I'm going to take that $1,000 to $3,000 and I'm going to take it across the street or I'm going to take it down the road and give it to someone else because you didn't love and care about me and you didn't validate my presence. It's your decision. But if I'm a business owner, which I am, I'm going to make sure my point of contact to my client is a positive one. And if anything ever goes wrong, we handle it immediately. Just food for thought, man. I'm going to get to the mailbag. I just had to throw that out there because it's so disappointing to me to see people who could have great businesses throw it all away. All right, Darren Mish is coming up at the top of the hour, about the 11 o'clock hour. Let me go ahead and give you his website. Get IRS Help. Let me make sure I read it right. Yeah, getirshelp.com. If you have a question for me, it's questions@scottferrell.com, 706-889-9700. When we get back, I'll get to your questions, and I'll make sure that we cover at least 3 or 4 questions and get you some answers. I'll be right back.
The 50-50 sale is back at Schottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go, and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
El Rey and Elijah.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Elijah.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium 1-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Elijah. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Welcome back to the show. I promised the mailbag, you're going to get it. Now keep in mind, when I'm doing mailbag questions, yes, I do have a degree. Yes, I do handle behavior. Yes, I've written family plans for 25 years. I've done about 45 to 50,000 hours in this arena, if not more. However, I'm not an attorney, medical doctor, or a therapist. Anything I say during the mailbag session is for fun. All right, let's get to it. What do we got first? We got Lynn, Charlotte, North Carolina, my home. All right, Lynn's got a question. It's a question I get quite often. Scott, my daughter did not get accepted to the #1 choice of colleges. Now what do we do? All right, send the ambulance by and let them cry for a minute. I'm just kidding. Now, this can be extremely disappointing for kids. When I was teaching, when I was coaching, especially with athletes, because they would have a school coach probably they wanted to play for. They didn't always get offered a scholarship by that coach. And if they did, I always ask the kid, would you really want to go to school here? Okay, let's say the coach left and got another job or got fired. Do you really want to play here before you sign? Most of the time we recommend for kids, all right, you've got one school you really love, okay, no problem in going after that. Make you a list, okay? You make 5 to 10 schools, and we've been doing this for years. Which one do you really want? Put them in order of where you want to go to school. All right, so we'll start with 10. Sometimes I just left 10. But normally kids have it's just like dating. You got 10 people you could date, but you want to date one initially, but let's look at schools. So you narrow the list down to 5. Leave it at 5. You may get accepted to all 5. You may not get accepted to any of them. The key is, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. I've answered this question so many times because it's heartbreaking when you don't get that acceptance letter and you don't get an opportunity to get out of school right out of the gate. Well, you got options. If you don't get accepted right out of high school, go somewhere else and apply again. If you really want to go to that school, I'm a big advocate of saving the cash, going to community college for 2 years, and then going on to the school of your choice. I was very fortunate. I went to my school all 4 years. Not everybody can afford that, but if you can, what do you want? What's your end goal? What do you want to major in? I'm not a big advocate of going to college to find yourself. Man, I can spend a lot less than $20,000 to $30,000 a year helping somebody find themselves, okay? What do you want? You're coming out of high school. What are the degree areas that you're interested in? Is this the best school for the degree, or is it the best fit for you personally? There's so many things to go into picking a school. Geography, price, degree, social life. I mean, I can keep going. And so many of us pick schools on different reasons. What's the second choice? What's the third choice? What's fourth? What's fifth? And maybe you got to get your list of 10 back out. Whatever it is, it's not the end of the world. Again, my friend Jeff was thrown out of Yale because he didn't have enough money to pay his tuition. He made a decision on a pair of steps one day and said, "No, I'm going back. I'm going to pay my tuition and I'm going to get me a degree here." He's now one of their most distinguished alumni ever to walk out their doors. And don't worry, they still call him because they need him far more than he needs them. But he made a decision. Right now, I can't pay my tuition. And the story he tells is amazing. So if you ever want to see this story, it's great. Jeff Hoffman, he is the founder of Priceline.com. Go to YouTube, watch his story. It is amazing. If you get a chance to hear him speak in a town near you, go. He's a great guy, salt of the earth. You're going to learn something if you listen to this man speak and you heed what he has to say. But he decided Yale was his choice and he was going to go there. What's your child deciding? What are they going to do? Charlotte, North Carolina, it may have been Chapel Hill or Duke that they were looking at. I don't know, or Wake Forest. But it's not the end of the world. It's just the start. Now it gets good because now you get to see, do I really want this? Am I really willing to do what it takes? Is this what I really, 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 really want the outcome to be? And am I willing to go through hell and high water to get where I want to be? Now you get to find out. Lynn, thank you so much. Answered this question numerous times. It's different for everyone because not everyone's first choice was really something they had to have. It was just where they kind of wanted to go. I know with my godson, he wanted to go to Clemson. Got to Clemson for a semester, and now he's at North Carolina State University. likes it a lot more. But he got to go to Clemson. See, that's not for him, and now he's having a great time in college. So Lynn, I wish your child all the best. All right, now we have Eva. She lives in Rome, Georgia. Eva wants to know, oh boy, her son got cut from the ball team, and she wants to know what to do, how to handle it, and how to proceed. Unfortunately, we're in the era of, well, your coach is wrong, or we should just sue the school, or they don't know what they're talking about. You're better than this. Let me explain something to parents right now. In all the years that I was coaching, I never cut a kid lightly. I wished I could have kept them all, but again, let's be real. I got 13 uniforms. I got 85 kids trying out, and not all of them have a skill set to play basketball. Same thing in golf. When we had tryouts, we had 6 uniforms for golf, or shirts and hats. 25 kids tried out, but we had to have a cutoff because in the game of golf, it's a matter of strokes, and our cutoff was normally, if par was 72 on 18, and we only played 9s a lot of times for tryouts, and then we'd go to extended times. You had to shoot I think it was a 34 to be considered on the front 9, and then we'd start over again. We'd hone it down till we got our top 6. Same thing in basketball. I only got 13 jerseys. I got 85 kids. Sure, I'd love to see kids play, but understand something. I always wanted to play college football. I'm not big enough. Now, I'm a big guy, don't get me wrong, and I had 4.6 speed. But you know how many of those guys are out there? Now, I probably could have gone on and played some small school, but that's not what I want to do. Here's what I understood. My skill set did not match my body and what they needed. I needed to be better, I needed to be taller, I needed to be bigger, I needed to be faster. Okay. But I can still be there, I just won't be playing. And my decision was, if I can't be on the floor as a player, I can be on the floor as a coach. So I decided to be a coach, and I decided to go get the best to teach me. And so I started going around to all the college coaches, SEC, ACC, pro coaches, and picking their brains, and sitting down with them in X and an O, and I got with some great programs. And it took me to the top of where I was as far as high school coaching. I saw what I wanted. I was willing to do what it took, and I went out and did it. Now, it's not helping your son, Eva. Got cut. It's tough. But one of the kids I cut one time was an awful basketball player. But he was jacked. I said, wrestler. Took him over to see the wrestling coach. I said, I got your next county champion right here. Kid won the county champion. He went on to be All-State. I think he wrestled in college. The kid wasn't set for basketball. He was set for wrestling. Your kid's got a skill set. I don't know what your child's skill set is. Sometimes, like me, we have to leave sports as recreation. Still play tennis. Still shoot some hoops. I don't coach anymore as far as high school formally. I still help out. I still announce some games. I do some pro games every now and then. I remember I got talked into doing the Braves game one night because we're in the Atlanta area. So I was the color guy for the Braves game. It was fun, but I realized that my skill set wasn't there. The greatest gift we can teach our kids is, if you get knocked down, if you really believe that skill set could be there, go ask the coach. The coach will gladly tell you what this child's got to do for next year. If he does all the things coach tells him to do, and he's one of the best 13 out there, he's going to have a jersey. If not, pick something he's great at and let him go after it. Let him do it. Let him give it everything he's got. It'll pay off. You'll be much happier for it. Stop chasing a dream that's not going to happen. I tell people the greatest gift you can give yourself sometime is quit. It's not what you're supposed to be doing. You can't sing. You can't play the guitar. You're not a very good drummer. Go do something else. I had to realize that. I used to perform. But at a certain age, you understand that younger group is hungrier. They're better. Sometimes you got to step aside and let the youngsters take over. I realized that when I was 30, I just stopped singing. I let the young guys come in and take over. Now I'm in my 50s. I don't have any regrets. I love to go listen to the opera. I love to go to the show. I love Broadway. And I love it when somebody a whole lot better than me is doing it. That simple. All right, Eva, thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Eva. We're coming up. Darren Mish is going to be on the other side of the break. If you have any questions about the IRS, if you've ever been audited, okay, Darren has got the answer. The guy's also a multiple best-selling author. You don't want to miss what he has to say because the IRS is there. They're going to be there. And if you've got questions, I know Darren has got the answers. You can also listen to him on the air in the Orlando area. He is an iHeartRadio host and an exciting show because I listen to Darren's show because it doesn't conflict with mine. But it'll be Darren Mish when I get back. If you got any questions for me or Darren, 706-889-9700. Be back on the other side.
The 50-50 sale is back at Shattenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go. And not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Shattenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at ShattenkirkFordJasper.com.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
El Rey and Elijah.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Elijah.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Elijah. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Welcome back, show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope your day is going well. If it's not, spend the next 30 minutes with me, and I promise your day will be better. I promise. Hanging out with me is fun. And if it's not, just roll with here. All right, if you got any questions for me, questions at scottferrell.com, or you can send me a text, 706-889-9700. A short change on the first hour. I want to go forward on the second hour. I want to go ahead and hit your questions. Now remember, I've got one rule when you send me a question. If it doesn't pertain to more than one person, I'd rather you just send that to me. I'll handle it with you. Info at scottferrell.com. If it does, I'd be glad to handle it on the air. Also, go by Facebook. Place it on Facebook. I like to see what other people have to say. Remember, one person can't answer all your questions. I'm a great resource, but I love to hear other people's answers. A lot of people have been through a lot of things, and sometimes people have an answer that maybe I haven't thought of and everybody else hadn't thought of. So throw it on Facebook, like our page, or you can hit us up on Twitter, Real Scott Ferrell. All right, let me jump into the mailbag. I had a couple I did not get to, and I need to get to these. All right. Oh, my goodness. Okay, this is from Tracy in the Atlanta area, Midtown to be specific. All right, Tracy's got, wow. Tracy's got a problem I've tackled before, but boy, it's tough. Tracy's had a cleaning crew come over. Tracy's urn was on the fireplace mantle. I think it was Tracy's dad. All right, so Tracy's dad's ashes are on the mantle. The cleaning crew knocked it over. Okay, so it comes off the mantle, and where do all ashes go? The only problem is the cleaning crew also vacuumed them up. So now her dad's ashes are in the vacuum cleaner. And the question is, what in the world do I do? Oh boy. Yes, I've heard of this happening. Here's what a person I know did. They got the vacuum cleaner, they got the bag where the ashes were. Because there was other stuff in there, they decided to take the ashes to a place where their father loved, and they decided to spread those ashes out where that was. A lot of times it's a lake, or it's the ocean, or it's a place that they spent with their spouse or with you, the kids, and they leave them there. It's tough to get all those ashes back out of that vacuum cleaner bag, get them back into an urn, and not have anything else there. Yes, I heard of this happening before. So Tracy, thank you so much for sending the question. So sorry about your dad, and so sorry that happened to you. Let me get to the next question. All right, this is from Seth, Jacksonville, Florida, home of the SEC championship, baby. Went this past year, quite the experience. All right, Seth's question is, what is the best way to teach my teenager how to drive? Okay, look up on the internet, driving schools, hire the professionals. Boy, here's what I did. I'll give you what I did, because this is more of a dad question or a mom question instead of so-called expert question. I found the biggest parking lot that I could possibly find. The biggest one. It's normally a shopping center, a stadium. Stadium parking lots work well. You go out, you get them out in the middle of it. So there's parking spots there, so you can practice parking, three-way, parallel parking, three-point turns. Anything you need, you can do it. Start, stops, how to brake, how to turn on the washer, windshield wiper, how to turn on the signals, how to turn on the flashers, everything you need. And then if you want to do auto mechanics, you can do that too. We got a flat tire, let's change it. Let's go through how we do this. Or you can look up 1-800-LEARN-HOW-TO-DRIVE, and you can get a AAA membership. It's up to you. It was nervous for me when my oldest was 15. Went out to the parking lot right where we started. Everything's fine now. Then our youngest, same thing, start out. I help other people's kids learn how to drive. Always find a parking lot that's got nothing in it. No cars, no dumpsters, nothing. Excuse me. They can't hit anything that way. And you just slowly go through it. Don't holler and scream. It's funny to see the movies of mom or dad getting really upset. Not going to work. Why would you want to yell at someone who's already stressed out? They're going to do something even worse. You just go with the flow. And then when they're ready and they got their permit, you take them out. And my thing was, when I learned how to drive, we still had driver's ed in the schools. So we got on the interstate. I remember driving to downtown Charlotte every day. So I'd drive to downtown Charlotte, drive around to downtown, and drive back. That's about an hour, hour and a half of driver's ed for that day. I still do the same thing. We live close to Tennessee, and we can go to North Carolina where we live. Get on the interstate, get on when it's not crowded, and let them practice there and back. A lot of prayer helps, but just understand, if you'll walk them through everything. So I'm one of these guys who verbally walks you through something before we do it. So I'm going to talk you through what we're getting ready to do. I'm going to throw out some scenarios. What do we do if someone slams on the brakes in front? What do you do? How long does it take to stop? What's the distance between the cars that needs to be maintained? If I'm doing 55, how much space do I need to give the guy in front of me? What's yield mean? What's stop mean? What's the red light mean? You go through all these things. By the time they're sick of answering those questions, you know they got them in the old noodle. So, a lot of prayer, a lot of patience. Probably still easier to go get somebody else to do it. But if you want to teach your own child how to drive, that's the way to do it. All right, let me move on. What do we got? I got Sean, Augusta, Georgia. A good one, Sean. This is a good question. Sean's asking me a question I get a lot. What's the best way to meet single people? Well, it's changed a lot since I was originally single many years ago. You had to go to the club, or you had to go to the grocery store, or you had to go to the park and borrow your brother's kids. Yes, I did that back in the 80s. I would take my niece to the park. Everybody wants to walk up and talk to the baby. Oh no, I'm taking my niece out today. You know, one of those deals. But best way to meet singles. I think online's fine. Why not use the avenues that you've got? Go online. Now, I'm going to give you some specifics on what not to do with the online. No shirtless photos. No photos like this where you look like a child molester. Take a shower, wash your hair, no ball caps, no wife beaters, no stains on your shirts, and if it's white, please iron it. And no gravy stains, no stuff on your face like toothpaste in the crack of your mouth. Actually shave if you want to be clean, so shave or have your beard trimmed. But make sure the shirt fits. Don't wear the shirt you wore in high school. Don't wear a leather jacket for your photo. Okay, I'll have Aaron Saxon back on, and we always talk about what not to do for your dating profile. And here's an idea. Why don't you try being honest on the old profile? Brad Paisley's right. I am so much cooler online. Living in my mother's basement, I am 6'4" and beautiful. It's not the truth. Just tell them the truth, man. What's your goal in dating? You want to find someone that you can love, that you can carry on a relationship, that can love you back. If it starts out on a lie, what good's that going to do? All right, let me give you some other ways. We got online, we got singles groups. Love them or hate them, they're still there. Friends, there's always blind dates. I didn't really enjoy those, but I met some really cool people on them. Did we get married? No. Did I get some good conversation? Yes. Work, now, again, I didn't mean in your department, but if you work in a big company, man, you can go years and not see the people working in your building. Friends, neighbors, heck, I know people that moved in beside each other and got married. The key is more of, it's not them, it's you. Who are you? Do you know who you are? Do you know why you were created? Do you have your purpose? Do you have your plan for your life? Do you have it written out what you want in your person? Don't just randomly go date and not know what you're looking for. Just because the girl's got a smoking body means nothing. It doesn't mean happily ever after. It just means she's got a smoking body. You feeling me here? There's got to be a whole lot more to this list than sex and hottiness and, oh my gosh, she's hot. That ain't going to work. Who are you? What does she need from you? What do you got to offer to the world? What's on your resume? Are you so much cooler online? Or are you legit when you get out in public? I'm not busting here, but I get this question asked a lot. I want to make sure people understand that you can go out every single night. You can hit the clubs, you can hit the church, you can hit the social gatherings. But if you don't have a clue of who you are, it's not going to matter. Because it's going to end up in a series of turmoil, relationship after relationship after relationship after relationship, and nobody's happy, and there's a disconnect that you can't seem to fix. So start with you, and then if you got places to go, you got online, you got public, you got friends, you name it, there's people there. The grocery store is still a great place to meet singles. People got to eat, they're laid back, they're just hungry, and they are willing to talk. It's up to you, man. All right, Sean, thank you so much. If you got a question for us, questions at scottferrell.com or 706-889-9700. Sean, thanks for the question. Augusta, Georgia. I just did a series on this called Dating Magic. I wanted to make sure all these questions were answered and you had my undivided attention for 2 hours. It's a video series, 8 to 9 videos with a workbook. I think the workbook is 30, 40, 50 pages. It helps you get started and it helps you figure out how to date the right person the first time to make sure you marry the right person the first or second time if you were me. All right. When I get back, we're going back to the mailbag, so stick around. I'll be right back.
The 50-50 sale is back at Schottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go. And not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
El Rey and Elijah.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Elijah.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium 1-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Elijah. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
I do run a company, a firm that does consulting and coaching. What do? We help you solve problems in life and in business. What's life normally mean? Family, parenting, marriage, being single, something that occurs in life. We help coach you through that. Business, we handle the behavioral side of business. I don't help you fundraise. I don't help you sell staff unless it's got to do with relationships. I help you rearrange the environment of your company. I normally work CEO on down. Got a new book coming out. It's not them, it's you. It always starts at the top. So that book will be out in 2 or 3 weeks. I will definitely let you know. If you got a question for me, remember one rule. To be answered on the air, it's got to have something to do with more than one person. That's it. It's the only rule. You can throw me those questions at questions@scottferrell.com or 706-889-9700. If you have a question just for me or you want me to help you out in your situation, that's great. Send that to scottferrell.com or info@scottferrell.com. All right, let me get back to the mailbag. Okay. Steve, Dahlonega, Georgia. Oh, yes. This is a biggie. This kind of goes back with the singles thing I just answered. People are late for dates. How do I handle it? Okay. I look at it this way. We live in a major metropolitan area in the Atlanta area. Wow. You got 75, 85, 285, 400. You got 20. Sometimes for a date. I hung out one time for 3 hours on a date. Here's why. You get a phone call from somebody on 285. It's gridlock traffic. If you've been on the 405 in LA or you've been on the Beltway in DC, you know what I'm talking about. There's no way to get out of it. There's no way to get to an exit, and it is gridlocked. You got to roll with the punches. But I got a feeling Steve's asking about etiquette. What do you do? What do you do if people keep showing up late for dates? I don't hang out. I had a 10-minute rule. If they weren't a single mother or stuck in traffic, dead, in the hospital on the way to death, in intensive care, I'm leaving. It's rude. I ain't waiting on you to be late, because if you're late for our first date or our second date, what's that tell me about you? It's just like in business. I tell people, if you're late for a business meeting, you're telling that person that you don't respect them, you don't respect their time, you don't respect them as a person, and that they can wait on you. That's cool if you want to be late. I ain't sticking around, and most people won't. Some people will. I'm just not one of those people. So Steve, if you got people showing up late, I ain't hanging around, brother. Just keep that in mind. It's up to what you want and what you're willing to put up with. But if they're late for you now and they're showing this much disregard for your respect, I'd go ahead and cut them loose and move on. All right, next question. All right, this is Chrissy, Columbia, South Carolina. She wants to know what she can do if her kid is being bullied. Bullying's not new. This has been around since the beginning of, it seems like high school. But I'm being facetious. Was I picked on as a kid? Yeah. What did I do? I learned how to fight and I hit the gym. I don't get picked on anymore. I had to learn how to self-defense. I had to learn how to, okay, didn't word that right, but I had to learn some self-defense. What do I mean by that? All right, if your kid's really being picked on, there's a series of things you can do. For one, if it's at school, let the teachers know. I know how uncool that is. I was a teacher. But if a kid told me they were being picked on, I always looked into it. I let the other kid know I wasn't cool. I'd let the administration know, and if we had a resource officer, I'd alert them also. Do all people do what I did? No. But there is a way to handle this at school. Do the other kids, it really starts sometimes when you do that. But I made them know, this ends today. The kids aren't here to be picked on, they're here to learn. If you can't abide by the rules, you're going to be the one that disappears, not them. All right, now we've got all the cyberbullying, and again, it still comes back to defend yourself. My dad's philosophy was, if someone picks on you, hit them in the face. If you hit a bully in the face, they will back down. I can tell you that right now. And now I'm speaking more about life. You got a boss. He's always on your back. He's always in your face. Back him down. You have a country that's threatening the United States. What do? Back them down. The greatest gift you can give your kid is let this kid stand up for his or herself. Teach them how to step up and take care of the bully. Bullies just don't go away. Why do bullies stay? Because they can control you. Once they've lost control, they leave and go find someone else. There's a lot of situations where I've heard of bullies being shot. I used to listen to this radio show out of Charlotte when I was a kid, and it was always stories of bullying. I can't remember, it was like 12 o'clock at night. I'd take my girlfriend home and I'd be listening to it, and it was back during the days of AM. And it was stories of guys who had been in gangs or had gotten out of prison, and they were telling stories about when they used to pick on kids. And this one guy in particular, he'd like to fight. He'd go out, get drunk, takes them out in the parking lot and work them over. Well, one night he said he went out to do that and the guy shot him. And he's now in a wheelchair, and he had called into this radio station. He said the guy saved his life. Had he not shot him, he knew he'd be in debt or prison. And he said he thanked him because he turned his life around. Now, don't go to that extreme, but what I'm saying is, as long as you let people push you around, they will. Or stuff. As long as you let fear rule your life, it will. God did not give us a spirit of fear. He gave us an opportunity to overcome anything that we chose. Bullying, this is just a physical sign of fear. What are we afraid of? Why are we allowing another person to dictate what I do or what I say or my emotions or my physical activity? It's just not going to happen. I'm not someone who rolls over, as you can tell. And when I coach people to stand up for themselves. Now, whatever means you use, I never recommend using the violent side. Again, what did I tell you to do at school? Alert teacher, alert the administration, alert the resource officer. Now you've alerted all the people concerned. We don't need a real big powwow. We just need the kid to go on about the way. The school will handle it. If the school doesn't handle it, you intervene again, and you start this process all over again with an attorney. You do what you've got to do to protect your kid, but teach your kid how to protect him or herself. Let them get that self-gratification of learning how to deal with a bully. Now, fighting, normally somebody's always going to get punched. But when push comes to shove and you've got to defend yourself, that's a whole different story. Enlist the kid in martial arts to teach them how to not fight, basically. Every single person I know that teaches martial arts, it's there for protection, but normally they'll teach kids how to fix this without ever throwing a punch. All right, thank you so much, Christy, for that. Let me give you the next question. Okay, Martha, Lexington, South Carolina. It's been 2 years and I can't seem to get over the breakup. Understand. When I got through my divorce, it was really difficult. When you lose someone you love, it is difficult. Why shouldn't you be having difficulty? Now, it's been 2 years, and this was just a breakup. Still comes back to, let me reverse this. Does love hurt? Yeah. Is it a drug? Yeah. Can it be the most painful thing you ever endured? Yeah. All the above. Let's look at why you broke up. Who were you? Who were they? Were you on the same page? Chances are you weren't. That's why you broke up. It's funny how we try to go back and recapture love, life, what's going on, the past. And the longer the past leaves us, the more we seem to glamorize and romanticize the past. Normally people break up because they're not the right fit for each other. So let me go back to this. You have to figure out who you are, why you were created, did God create you for a reason, and where you're going in life. That's it. What is it? Once you do that, now we've got somewhere to go. So it's been 2 years, and it still hurts. I feel you. I feel you. But who are you? What do you want? Where are you going? What did God create you to do? What was your purpose, plan, direction? Let's go back to this, because it seems like we're focusing on the breakup. And chances are, they're past it. So you're pining away for someone who doesn't even want to be around you. Okay? Time out. Who are you? I don't ever want someone else's opinion to be in between my ears of me. I want my opinion to be right here. Stay focused on who you are. What is it you want? They're gone. There's nothing you can do about it. We can live life in the rearview mirror all we want to. It's not going to make life any better. Okay? So, sit down and figure out what you want. What is it you want? If you sat down away from emotion and thought about this previous relationship, chances are you'd start to see the flaws. You would see what all your friends saw. I don't have any idea what happened. It was great one day and it was over. No, it wasn't. There's always signs. There's always things we can see. We, including me, been in those relationships, I just chose not to see them. My friends tried to tell me. I chose not to look. Same thing here. Now, it's been 2 years. Time to move on. It was a breakup that needed to happen. Okay, that being said, is your pain real? 100%. What I do in coaching, I coach people to get what they want. So instead of focusing on what you don't have, I always focus on what you want. Same thing in basketball. We were going to have a championship. It was easy to focus on. Focus on now is your championship. What do you want in a relationship, right? All right, let's focus on you. Who are you? What do we need to fix? What do we need to figure out? Do we need to figure out why God made you, what your talents are, what your gifts are, and what you want out of the next person you date? I wrote a list out, man. Piece of paper. It works every time. These are the following things I want in the next person I date, without exception. I'm wonderful. I've learned to love myself. I'm saying for you. This is my gift to the world. This is what I've got to offer. Not in an arrogant way, but a self-assured way. This is what I have. And I expect the other person to respect me, but I also have to respect them. And I have to understand that they bring a whole different set of circumstances to my life. But this is what I want, and they fit that. So I got to work with that. And I got to love them, but I got to love myself first. Now I can go after something I really want. But it always starts with you. You have to sit down and figure out who you are, what you are, who created you, why they created you, and what you can do about it from this day forward. I wish it was harder than that, but it's not, really. Sit down, apart from emotion, and figure out what you want. Still comes back down to, what do I want? We don't want to seem to take the time to answer that question. If we answer that question about life, about our profession, about love, about our kids, about this and about that, guess what? It makes life so much more simple. What do I want? Sit down, write it out. Then we sit down and we figure it out. It's that easy. There's a reason why I also have mentors. And when I've got an issue, I call my mentors and they walk me through it. All right. I don't have time to get any more mailbag questions out of the way today. I will tomorrow. Got a great guest coming up tomorrow. Her name is Leah. I brought in a fashionista. I want to make sure you look good, feel good, and you're able to go out and display how hot you are. Now, if you got any questions for me, ScotFerrell.com is where you go, or info@ScotFerrell.com. I do have a coaching consulting firm. I can help you in life or business and family. All right. Same way I end every single day. You got somebody out there that loves you, and they love you deeply. When is the last time you took the time to tell them how much you love them? Now's a good time. So go do it, and while you're doing that, I'll talk to you tomorrow.